How's it going, everyone? We are coming up on another week of game releases, and things are definitely picking up with some major releases. One release definitely a little bit divisive this week. We have a pretty big freebie on PlayStation Plus Extra, so that's nice. Major DLC. An upcoming free-to-play game will be enjoying its early access period, and so much more. Let's get right into it, and let's start things off with, it pains me to say it, but the biggest release of the week, and it can't not be, regarded as anything else. Red Dead Redemption, man. Red Dead Redemption, Undead Nightmare. We've talked about this ad nauseum. $49.99, direct port of the PlayStation 3 version of the game. It is something that is definitely, causing a little bit of controversy, causing some people to be like, hey, this is pretty whack. Look, it is exciting to one extent that Red Dead Redemption is finally going to be playable on the PlayStation 4, but I've been very vocal about my opinion on this re-release. At the end of the day, it's a port of a game from 2010. It is one of the best games that I've ever played, but still, $50 for a game from 2010, that's just a no-moss from me. At some point, will this game get cheaper? Yeah, it'll be sub 20 bucks at some point, and at that price point, I think it'll be worthwhile to pick it up. At this point, I know that it's still gonna sell well. Everything I say about this game being overpriced, about it being a lazy cash grab, all of that may be true, and it may also be true that this game is gonna sell millions and millions of copies with this re-release on PS4. That is what I'm expecting. If you're gonna check it out, more power to you. Red Dead Redemption hits PlayStation 4 with Undead Nightmare on Thursday, August 17th. Next up, we have Hello Engineer. Hello Engineer has you unleash your creativity in a multiplayer machinery construction game in the Hello Neighbor universe. Scavenge, craft, and overcome challenges in the bizarre world of a mysterious amusement park. Put together incredible machines built of scrap and challenge your creepy neighbors and the evil bots. Build incredible machines with scrap parts, navigate the wildest amusement park rides, and challenge iconic creepy neighbor and his evil bots. Become a true engineer, solo or with friends. Hello Engineer drops on Thursday, August 17th as well. Next up, we have Shinobi NonGrata. This is a complete throwback and looks fantastic. Shinobi Alert, use your 7 Shinobi weapons to survive the bloodshed, introducing a hardcore 2D ninja action game by Hyper Retro Graphics. The game came out on PC back in May of this year. Really solid reception there, 64 user reviews. Every single review was positive, so that's definitely a good sign. If you're into throwback action platformers, Shinobi NonGrata should definitely be something that you look towards. It looks like a pretty solid outing here, and it will be out later this week. Next up, coming free to PlayStation Plus Extra, we have Moving Out 2. Moving Out 2 is the wacky sequel to the world-famous physics-based moving simulator. Working as a solo fart or with up to 3 friends, slip into your Smooth Moves uniform and help the residents of Packmore and beyond to pack up and ship out. Moving Out 2, again, is the follow-up to Moving Out, and it's back and wackier than ever, and now with online play. Return to Packmore and use your moving skills across brand new dimensions, and some old favorites help rebuild Smooth Moves and become an all-star future furniture arrangement and relocation technician, aka fart. Moving Out 2 has already seen a pretty solid reception from a review standpoint, and its official release is coming up here very shortly. Moving Out 2 drops August 15th, and again, it will be coming free to PlayStation Plus Extra, so that's great. Otherwise, it will be a $29.99 release for the base game, $39.99 for the deluxe edition. Next up, we have Quantum Recharge. Dodge and encircle your enemies in this neon-drenched revival of a one-of-a-kind arcade classic. Arcade mode, survive as long as you can against progressively dangerous enemies until you're out of lives. Challenge mode, 25 handcrafted levels with unique challenges such as defeating a certain number of enemies within a period of time, each designed to make you think of new strategies to conquer them. Power-ups, unlimited dodges, freezing enemies, and the critical extra life will spawn to help you turn the tables on your enemies. You have local co-op play, cover more ground with a friend across all modes of play to strategically clear out enemies in tandem, and you've got Quantum Recharge coming back over 40 years since its arcade debut, with still being a relatively throwback kind of experience and an arcade classic here. Quantum Recharge out on PS4 and 5 later this week. Next up, we have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Assume the role of a member of the infamous Slaughter family or one of their victims in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, an asymmetric third-person horror game inspired by the revolutionary and iconic 1974 horror movie. As a victim, you must rely on your cunning and stealth to evade the family's grasp while finding the essential tools that can lead to your eventual escape. As a member of the Slaughter family, your objective is to hunt down, track, and prevent your guests from fleeing. In the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, players are finally given the chance to discover if they possess the resilience needed to survive. If you're into multiplayer horror titles, obviously we've seen a lot of games like this, but the Texas Chainsaw Massacre hits PS4 and PS5 on Friday, Thursday, August 18th. Next up, we have the latest piece of DLC for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot with the 23rd World Tournament. It's been 3 years since Goku fought and won against Great Demon Piccolo. Not only has Goku grown into a teenager, Great Demon King Piccolo has been reborn. He enters the Tenkaichi Budokai to exact his revenge against Goku, and once again, their fight will determine the fate of the world. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is a game that I have talked fairly highly about. It is available on PlayStation Plus Extra. Unfortunately, it's just the PlayStation 4 version that's on Plus Extra, so you don't get the improved visuals and frame rate if you're on PS5, which is an absolute bummer. If you're a fan of Dragon Ball, I'm sure you checked out Kakarot, and if you haven't, I would recommend you to check it out, even though it has some wacky elements and some things cut out that definitely are a little bit jarring. For the most part, it's a good retelling of the mainline Dragon Ball Z story. Obviously, now we're going back to Dragon Ball with the 23rd World Tournament, but it'll be an exciting time to revisit that. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, the 23rd World Tournament, is due out on Thursday, August 17th. Next up, we have the early access release of Wayfinder. Become a Wayfinder and unlock their powers as you choose your path and playstyle while pushing back a hostile force that has overtaken your world. Control the chaos as you directly shape and customize the endless adventure you go on with friends, because Wayfinders are in fact stronger together. Now, this game is being done by Airship Syndicate, a studio that has put out some fantastic games, including Ruined King, a League of Legends story. They've put out Darksiders Genesis, and they put out Battle Chasers Night War. Obviously, this game a little bit higher end in terms of budget and scope, being published by Digital Extremes, a full-blown MMORPG here. We'll see how Wayfinder turns out. Ultimately, the game will be free to play, but this is the early access period, and Wayfinder hits PS4 and 5 on Tuesday, August the 15th. Next up, here's a quirky little game. We have Boxville. Boxville is an adventure puzzle game about speechless cans living in the city of boxes and drawing doodles on cardboards to tell the stories. The game had a very positive reception on Steam, 127 user reviews, 91% positive. So the game's got a very charming art style here. It's an adventure puzzle game, and it's got a quirky look. In a city of boxes populated with old cans, they live quiet and happy lives with their everyday routines and habits, but one day, unexplained earthquakes disturbed their idol. Blue Can, who was the hero, lost his best friend because of it. He started his search, but it's not so easy to move through the city after an earthquake. He has to find a way to move forward. So, quirky backdrop to the game. We'll see how it turns out. Boxville is due out later this week. Next up, another major PC title making its way over to PlayStation 5. We have EVERSPACE 2. EVERSPACE 2 is a fast-paced single-player spaceship shooter with exploration in space and on planets, tons of loot, RPG elements, mining, and crafting experience, an exciting sci-fi story set in a vivid, handcrafted open world full of secrets, puzzles, and perils. The game has had a very positive reception on Steam, 7,800 reviews, 87% of those reviews are positive, and 81 on Metacritic. Now making the transition to PS5, I'm sure this is going to be one that a lot of people end up checking out. EVERSPACE 2 drops on August 15th. Next up, we have Kentucky Route Zero TV Edition. Kentucky Route Zero is a magical, realist adventure game about a secret highway in the caves beneath Kentucky. An antique furniture delivery man trying to make his small shop's last delivery gets lost along the way and meets haunted TV repairwoman, a young boy and his giant eagle brother, a pair of robot musicians, and dozens of other characters. Together, they explore the nocturnal highways and country roads of Kentucky, the storied Echo River by ferry, and the mysterious Route Zero, the secret highway that runs through Mammoth Cave. Kentucky Route Zero TV Edition is due out on August 17th. And lastly, was supposed to come out last week, but finally getting the release of Gord, guide the tribe of Dawn's people as they journey into uncharted territories, fulfill quests that shape their characters, influence their welfare, and determine the community's fate. Ensure your tribe's survival in a bleak fantasy world. Definitely a darker ambiance and vibe to it. Gord hits PlayStation 5 on Thursday, August 17th. A lot of games dropping August 17th, but, you know, I know most of you guys are probably skipping out on Red Dead, but you've got EVERSPACE 2 this week, you've got DBZ Kakarot DLC, you've got Moving Out 2 for Plus Extra subscribers. Definitely some stuff to sink your teeth into, but that'll do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.